Did you
Yeah.
see the meme? Who was it? So one of you guys passed the meme about Travis Kelsey telling the coach, she's gonna
Yeah.
break up with me and write songs about me now.
Yeah. The picture of him last year yelling at Andy Reid.
Yeah.
The songs we titled Drop Passes.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring some all-around good people. It is week 7 of 2025. I'm Chris Louie, and happy the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. With me, I have my co-host, Duke Silver, who did not take the slam dunk bet that I recommended on Kalshi.
You're right, I did not. I still have not
See, they
deposited
the money.
Yeah, so I haven't deposited any money into that sketchy website. Turns out the one that Victor was a part of was an actual Ponzi scheme, I think.
Polymarket, yeah.
Polymarket.
There's some shady stuff going on there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the crap he talks about the U.S., at least Kesha or whatever you guys are using.
Kalshi.
A lot of it though. Yeah, a lot of that was you bet $10 and they give you 11 back, and so you only got $1 was the over under on that. I was like, that's a terrible bet.
That's how Vegas odds work, though.
Yeah.
Dude,
Same thing.
I was ready to go all in on Barkley, 200 plus MVP, and then I just was not motivated enough to even sign into bet yesterday. I'm so glad because I would have lost everything.
What was Barkley doing? Was he doing something?
He didn't he put up minimal yardage, probably less than 50. I thought I had him as Super
Saquon
Bowl
Barkley,
MVP.
not Charles
Yeah.
Barkley. No, rarely I would say do running backs get MVP. It's usually the quarterback.
He didn't get
and
MVP,
receiver.
but he did pretty well though.
But first play of every game in the Super Bowl or leading up to the Super Bowl, he's just marching on fools. And Kansas City locked him down, man. It was wild.
Yeah, that was not the only thing they could lock down yesterday. Not much else.
Did you see
That
the
was
average? The average weight of the lineman for the Eagles was 333 pounds.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. They had a good
five of
offensive
them?
line. Yeah.
it's like a ton of weight moving through the line.
Dude, it looked like their defensive line was bigger than the Kansas City's offensive line. It was insane. Just the sheer
Yeah.
size. Yeah.
It's all those cheesesteaks.
Yeah, good for them, man.
Must be.
And we have Glenn Medina, who also cashed in on the Super Bowl.
I think it was just the frenzy of seeing everybody talk about what's going on online, and that was pretty fun. I lost though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the second time I bet on those fools, and they choked. Right, so it's like I should have bet the other way. I should have bet what my intuition told me was go for the Jets.
Yes, go for the Jets.
Go for the
All in on
jugular.
Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, they were the Jets. Me and the Eagles. All right, I picked up on
Oh, I mean the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles. Yeah.
I thought Glenn was being ironic. No, he's just an old man.
I just wanted both teams.
Well,
to lose,
they
to be
got the
honest
same
with you.
color pattern, so.
You think guys Rodgers going to hang it up, or you think he's going to play another season somewhere else?
Oh God.
I saw that there was a headline about it, wasn't it? What was the story? I didn't read the story, but I saw the Jets made a decision.
On
I
him.
didn't hear it. I saw a couple of things when I was running this morning. I was like, he's definitely not playing for the Jets again. He should probably just quit.
See, Aaron Rodgers' era apparently over with Jet as team reportedly informs QB it's moving on. Okay, so he is hanging. There you go. Well, the Jets are giving up on him. That's the breaking news on that one.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Now you can go on more
I would say
ayahuasca retreats.
I feel like there's a giant conspiracy theory against Rodgers because you look at some, even when he was with Green Bay in his last season there and he was healthy, he was tagging people right at the numbers and they were dropping the ball. I think something weird's going on. There's a lot of
You
drop
think it was
passes.
his team members more than anything else?
I don't know. I mean, he's not that great, right? But he was definitely not that bad. There were some catches that were completely doable that people missed, and a lot of them at that.
Yeah, he started his career on a high. He won the Super Bowl right after Brett Favre, and then just kind of ended on the Jets. Well, no guest this week as we had a last-minute cancellation. We hope to have another guest on next week. Combined, we have decades of information security experience, and here not just to educate, but to entertain. We've got 4 awesome stories for this week. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
4 stories. Get out of here. That's awesome.
Always 4.
I know. Just trying to hype it up, Chris.
This week, we're going to talk about gamers getting mad, a drop in ransomware payments. For our third topic, Apple gets adult content, and close with Super Bowl commercial talk. For our first up, we have a pair of gaming-related stories. I was not able to play Call of Duty this past weekend on the PlayStation Network, or PSN, due to a massive outage. PSN has since come back online, and they're being very tight-lipped about what happened, stating the outage was caused by a, quote, configuration error. The popular game DayZ and Arma has also been down for about a week now. Game publisher Bohemia Interactive is also being very tight-lipped about it, but community speculation believes this time it's a DDoS attack, with the threat actors saying they have a grudge against Bohemia Interactive in the way the game portrays war crimes, particularly on Ukrainian servers, showing the war in Ukraine.
I just imagine, this doesn't sound weird, but I just imagine Grace is laying in bed, reading her book, and Chris comes in at like 8:30, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know, I'm just tired." The real story is PSN was actually down. That's why he's coming into bed early. Yeah, instead of geeking out all night.
Had nothing to do with you.
Normally strolls in around 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
I would have thought DDoS attacks would have been a thing of the past, right?
Apparently not.
Yeah. How has that still happened?
Well, think about like DDoS protection.
That everyone has now.
Yeah, but DDoS protection is literally just a good, at best, insurance thing. Like, what's the likelihood you're going to be hit? And even in a hyperscaler, there's still reaction time to get up to it and be able to take it.
Yeah,
I guarantee, like the gaming industry. I don't know. Maybe I can't say it. I don't know that the gaming industry is running pure in AWS and Azure and whatnot. I think that they probably have some purpose-built metals and some colos, but I could be wrong.
Xbox is Azure. The Xbox is behind Azure.
No surprise
PSN,
there.
I think. Yeah, is their own.
I mean, the DDoS protections, like the big companies, not big companies. There's companies out there to do this, like F5, right? You remember those days of just get a box that's bigger than what
Cloudflare,
they can DDoS with.
Akamai. That's part of the strategy. Just have a bigger pipe than the bad guys. That's all it takes.
I sold one of the very first DDoS deals at F5, and this is back when they had 3 scrubbing centers, and Akamai had 50. That was not an easy convincing of them, but yeah, we made it happen.
Sold them on charm, Brian.
Yes, good looks, strong beard game.
This one you did the whiteboard and you wrote HIPAA with 2 A's.
Yeah,
that's right.
Misspelled vulnerability once too. Didn't know where St. Louis is on a map. The list goes on, ladies and gentlemen.
We're all human. We're only human, right?
We're all human.
Some of us are. What did you say the other day? That you knew you weren't smarter than Chris, but you could definitely outsell him.
The quote of the week.
I love the passive aggressive tone of that entire.
The backhanded
sentence.
Compliment on that one.
There's no way. Definitely no one cannot say. Even both of you, I don't. You guys are awesome, dude.
Hey, iron sharpens iron, and but the passive aggressive statements are always the best. Like, you have great hair, you should shave it off. What? Did you guys look at any of the going back to this thing? Did you guys look at how they portrayed war crimes?
I don't know.
Their beef on it or no?
I don't necessarily know. Arma is a military simulator. It's been credited as being super super accurate and having really good graphics. So I think maybe because the game, you can have private servers similar like Minecraft. You have the core game and you have private servers. So I think these private servers, I'm speculating here, but may have been portraying some of the Russian war crimes and say, hey, come to this server and you can actually learn what the Russians are actually doing. So maybe that was it. Not sure. It's kind of low on the totem pole, though. I would say that we've had stories where they have Call of Duty maps that they can go in, and in the secret room you can learn about all the war crimes, or same with Minecraft, they have these libraries. You can go to this Minecraft server and read about all the Russian atrocities, but Arma, I wouldn't think would be high on their list, other than them just being annoying or some kind of ransom demand.
Always follow the money. Let me guess. Is DayZ a zombie game without good?
Yes. Yeah. Post-apocalyptic. The world is in it. It's also hyper realistic. I tried to get into it. It's too realistic though. Like if you play, what are some of the other zombie games like Resident Evil or Call of Duty Zombies? Like those are fun. You pick it up, play for 20 minutes, and then you put it down. But DayZ, like if you want to walk 100 yards, like you have to find a water bottle, and you have to drink, and you have to hydrate, or you can break your leg, then you're kind of screwed unless you find a bandage and medicine. Like it's too realistic.
That sounds like hiking with my wife. Like we can't go anywhere without a backpack full of water and snacks. I'm like, surely we can go 20 minutes without needing all of this.
It is. It is like a hiking simulator. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty popular.
So I think the longest outage was in 2011, right? And then looking as well, I think the last one was maybe 3-4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Before that,
outage of what, PSN?
Yeah, the PSN network. Yeah.
The big one I remember. I think that was 2011. You're right. That was was it Guardians of Peace or Lolcat? One of those. They took down PSN. It was on behalf of North Korea.
Yeah, but they also leaked the Howard Stern emails and stuff, right?
I don't know about Howard Stern, but they hacked PSN. Are you thinking of Sony Pictures?
Well, Sony was the North Korea one too, right?
Yeah,
but that was the one with Seth Green?
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen,
yeah, the interview.
Yeah,
that was in retaliation. That one.
I still haven't watched that. Have you guys?
You haven't watched the interview?
No. I get like 20-30 minutes. I think this is really stupid.
It is stupid, but that's why it's funny.
Well, yeah. It's not like The Beekeeper, right? The Beekeeper is very, it's really good.
The best movie of 2024.
That's right.
Good. Maybe 2025, according to you guys.
Win for Beekeeper too. So.
Yeah. The PSN outages. There was a related story. I don't think we covered it because it happened during Christmas, but the FBI did some kind of massive DDoS takedown operation right before Christmas because what a lot of these threat actors like to do is they know a lot of kids are going to get PS5s and Xboxes and Call of Duty for Christmas, so they like to take down the servers right around Christmas. So the FBI this year preemptively, like a week before Christmas, took down all these DDoS for hire services so that people could enjoy their games on Christmas.
Well, who's the real life Santa Claus? FBI.
Yeah, doing good for once, I would say. Taking down the bad guys to make sure everyone has a good Christmas.
So they were down for a couple hours? Is that what it right?
I think they were down for about 24 hours a day or so. It might have been more, but everyone that has PS Plus gets an extra 5 days as compensation because you weren't able to play online, and then you weren't able to download new games either. You could, the whole PSN store was down.
Yeah. How much does it cost to have a monthly to play online fee?
Thousands of dollars.
I think it's $72 a year for the basic tier. It's like $72 a year, not an exorbitant amount for how much most people.
Well, how much is it then for the next tier?
I think it goes up to $99 a year and then $129 a year. And the more you pay, the more free games you get.
Yeah, it shows you how much I play. So
are they free games when you pay more? I don't know.
Yeah,
I digress.
Yeah, you get more free games, and you get cloud streaming games too. Because the problem with the PlayStations nowadays is the hard drives are 500 gig or 1 terabyte, which you would think it's enough, but Call of Duty itself is 300 gigs, so it's almost 60 or 30% of your storage. And then having cloud streamed games and broadband it just makes sense. Unless PSN is down, then it's useless.
I just wonder if anyone outside of vendors that make purpose-built security gear for on-prem or even in the cloud, right? Do developers even do any code optimization? If you're building a game, I'm sure you just throw Hazard at the wind. It's let's just roll. I don't think they 500 gigs for LinkedIn. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they're not incentivized at all.
You know what never goes down? the Super Mario Bros. On my cartridge.
Yeah. So during the PSN outage, I think GameStop. I don't know if it was a Photoshop or if it was real, but either way, it was hilarious. So GameStop tweeted and said, "I bet you miss physical copies of games now, don't you?"
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, do you? It sounds like you're a gamer. Do you like to buy both, or buy the disc?
I prefer the disc, and I kind of ignorantly it's for resale value. Although I've never in my life have resold a game, but it's just something like having the physical copy. And if it's the same price, like why not? I mean, it just takes up physical storage in your house.
I used to do that with DVDs, right, with Blu-rays, but now I don't remember the last time I ever bought a Blu-ray.
Yeah, that I've given up. That can be streaming. That's fine.
The smart things on my phone alone is 1.2 gigs. Like, why? It's a button pusher.
And have you tried deleting it and reinstalling something? It's just junk, like cached stuff.
Documents and data 397 megs. App size 799.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, like a good example would be like Apple Music is only 31 megabytes, but the documents and data is like almost 13 gigs.
Yeah, it's all that downloaded music.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they get these servers back online and people can go back to playing their games. Well, PSN's back up. I played Call of Duty last night.
We can tell. I don't know how we can, but we can tell.
All right, for our second topic, according to an analysis by Chainalysis, ransomware payments fell by 35% in 2024. Ransom payments in 2024 are believed to be $813 million compared to the almost $1.25 billion in 2023. Chainalysis also noted that data extortion attempts are on the rise, as are publications on ransomware leak sites, indicating that ransomware groups are having a harder time extracting payments from their victims. With awareness of risks of ransomware breaches, companies invest more in cybersecurity, adopt better practices, and implement stronger protection measures. Additionally, a realization that the threat actor's promises to delete the stolen data can't be trusted, and due to legal pressure, more organizations are refusing to pay the ransoms. Instead, they'd rather take the reputational impact and recover their data and systems from backups. And if you remember, law enforcement operations disrupted the Lockbit ransomware gang, so they were a huge problem. And then Alpha V exit scammed their affiliate, so they just took the money and ran.
I don't know if I blame Alpha V, by the way. With that, if I got a $20 million ransomware payment, I'm like, well, boys, you can go home. Yeah.
I can retire.
No honor amongst the thieves.
Since when has anyone's... I mean, I guess there was an immediate backlash for a cyber event, right? For customers, Target, some of the others out there. But they've all pretty much recovered like a year later. Like nothing's really bad that comes out of that, other than maybe fines and whatnot for being incompetent.
The lawsuits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Credit monitoring.
I don't know.
No, you're right. I mean, look at if we go all the way back to Home Depot, right? People are like, whatever. It's almost like acceptable at this point in time. Like, it's just a matter of time before you get, or the company you're shopping at gets owned, right? You just roll the punches and keep on going. Maybe people got away from this and started doing the, what was it called? The pig slaughter?
Pig butchering.
Pig butchering, yeah. I wonder if that's up. That's the real question.
It is. Yeah, crypto investments, at least for 2023. I don't think they released 2024 numbers yet. Pig butchering, but by far was the number one loss leader. I shouldn't say by far. It was number one. It slightly overtook BEC, business email compromise. Ransomware was like number 30 on the list, so it's still a problem, but not as huge as pig butchering scams or BEC scams.
Yeah, the pig butchering, right, is just like, it's almost unavoidable because you're just targeting dumb people at the end of the day that are just lonely. And then the business email compromise, you don't need to do it to Bank of America. You just can find a small little business, and by small to us, right? Like as compared to Bank of America, but they could be making payments of $50,000-$200,000 a month to some of their suppliers and whatnot, and just take that money and take it and run, man.
Yeah.
Well, you said you had a friend that that happened to a long time ago, right? I mean, it must have been at least 50, 100 episodes ago.
On the
someone
business
fell for
about
BEC.
About BEC? Yeah.
It's actually a company that my little brother worked for back in the day. Guest of the show, Keelan Deach. Yeah, where they had that problem. They had to change banks and everything. Because it was underneath the limit that like a Wells Fargo would chase after. Just by a dollar amount. It was wild.
Yeah, that means the crooks did their research. That if it didn't go over a certain threshold, then they wouldn't be investigated as heavily. But I mean, it's one of those good thing, bad things. It's good that ransomware payments are on the decline, but that means that crime doesn't go away. They're just going to shift into doing something else.
Yeah,
it's like whack-a-mole.
Well, yeah, it's the crime of the day, right? I mean, think about it. Up until recently, until the new year, people were stealing stuff under $1,000 and getting away with it. Now that the law has changed a little bit here in California, they're not so apt to do that.
Prop 36 at its finest.
I also think that we look at like the stolen data is like this is like one-time event in that we kind of categorize everyone as the same. I think if it's if I come through and I'm extorting smaller amounts of data, then I want to be truthful, right? If I'm the bad guy and like, oh, you paid me, like this is me actually deleting the data. I promise we'll never get out there. But the second you pop someone like a due date and it's to the tune of $20 million, like there's just too much money there to not extort them and then resell the data anyways on the black market. Like do I want 20 million or do I want 25 million? Like $5 million to walk away from is really, really difficult. In either case, you're done. Like you don't have to work again.
Yeah, exactly. There's
an incentive looking over his shoulder. Yeah,
there's an incentive for ransomware gangs to actually abide by it because if you don't hold your word this time, then the next person's definitely not going to pay. So it's a balancing act. But
if you get $20 million, are you gonna are you done? Like, are you gonna do you want to be a good old boy? Like, look at Alfie. It was enough for them to like straight up, scam the affiliates and then be done. So
they burned that bridge.
Thing. Yeah.
If they know their real identities, they're never gonna work in the ransomware industry again.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
not.
It's not like they knew who they were, right? Oh, we're Alpha Z. Completely different. Z for 0 Fs.
Yeah. Or law enforcement operations seem to be working disruption. That we seem making some headway there. So one thing at a time. Maybe we'll hopefully get this number down to 0 one day. Bonus points. It's always nice to have goals.
Really 0 though? I mean, that's a lofty goal.
That's a pretty high bar.
Chris Lee dedicated to the security for all.
Yeah, that's true. There's still a lot of Code Red and NIMDA bouncing around the internet because there's still unpatched boxes. So that never went away.
That's insane. How old is that? You can have child support and alimony payments by now, right?
Probably 30 years at least.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Half of Glenn's age. Just kidding, buddy.
Hey.
For our third topic, for the first time ever, Apple iPhones are getting an officially notarized adult content app. For decades, Apple has declined to put any app that promotes nudity or more hardcore adult content, but due to EU's Digital Markets Act, Apple is now forced to accept and notarize apps from alternative app stores. Yes, that's right. If you want to try and install this adult content app, you have to be an EU citizen, and you furthermore have to sideload the application, but it is now possible to do so without jailbreaking your phone. Apple's notarization provides some level of assurance that the application is free of malware and will not crash your phone, but the sideloading of apps primarily related to adult content, it's only a matter of time before someone gets owned with a malicious application.
So am I reading this correctly? You have to have your phone jailbroken, or you don't?
You do not. You do not now.
So you don't, but it'll accept it, right?
Yeah, so you do not have to jailbreak it, but you still have to sideload it.
And how does one sideload a non-jailbroken iPhone?
As long as the app is notarized by Apple, you can sideload it yourself. That was always the issue.
So yeah, I remember
So
that.
it can't be in the store. It can't be in the store.
Yeah, so they said that they wouldn't put this app in the store. You have to like go out of your way to find this app. And I think that was part of maybe some kind of compromise to say we don't want children stumbling upon it, so you have to go out of your way to find it. Of course, kids are going to find it, but they can say, well, at least make it a little bit harder for them to find.
I just can't imagine like signing up for that service. Right.
Yeah.
Now they got a name. Now they got your name.
It's like just go to the website. Like, what's the big deal? Why do you need an app for it? Just go to the website.
Never heard of Firefox Quantum or Brave? Like, how bad are you?
I mean, that was like for the Apple Vision Pro. Like, I think there were no. I can't remember if it was like YouTube and Netflix. They said we're not going to build an app for it. Just go to our website and stream it there.
Yeah,
straight off on your in the browser in the visions. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The same thing. It's like, why do you need a dedicated app for this when there's just tons of websites out there that you can get it from?
Yeah,
I mean that's where the world.
Unless they just want to be the first. Yeah.
Did they say
who pushed that? Can you imagine being the lawmaker that pushed that?
It was. I mean,
I know exactly what he looks like.
Fault. Huh? It's mostly Epic's fault, the gaming company Epic, because of Fortnite.
Yeah.
They kept. They're the ones that sued Apple that said, you have a monopoly. Like, we don't want to pay the 30% VIG to be in your app store. And they sued in the EU and won. EU was like, yeah, that's not fair competition. Apple must accept third-party app stores. So there's an Epic store where you can buy Fortnite V-Bucks without paying the Apple VIG. But again, you have to either sideload it or you have to do something unnatural with your phone to do it.
You think that's going to come to the US where it's about being able to have that type of freedom on your device that you own?
Well, Tim Apple did donate $1 million to the presidential inauguration fund, so we'll see if that comes to the US. China is investigating it now, though, after the US slapped sanctions on China. China's like, let's look at this App Store tax thing now.
All right, so that's interesting. Like, this is one of the things I really don't understand. So I did used to do like Fortnite all the time because it was like cross-platform on my iPad and play with my daughter. Like, it was just something that we did. Then eventually it got banned, and it was all because of like how you can make payments for the V-Bucks. Like, they're like, hey, this is the hill we're willing to die on. What I don't get about that is I go to YouTube TV and I can click to sign up, and it bypasses me from Apple's payment system entirely, and I'm doing it directly with Google. So why does Google get away with it, but Fortnite or Epic Games couldn't? I don't understand that.
I'm not sure. I mean, the App Store rules are just so nuanced, because I think Netflix was the same way, and Spotify was the same way, and then if you go into the Amazon app, you cannot download a digital Kindle book through the app. They send you to the website. So there's different rules for it, and I don't know why Apple gets a pass on that one.
I feel like they're like
Google. I mean,
yeah, I think that they could have come to some type of like an agreement there to make that happen. You know
maybe.
What I mean? Like it seems avoidable, but
yeah, because Google still pays Apple to be the default search engine in Safari, so maybe they have some kind of friendly terms in that agreement. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Exactly. They're just not big enough.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Just think of it as a dream.
Hey.
Crying in Chris Louis.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know why we need this app. It can't be all that amazing.
Brian, why don't you try installing it on your phone? Go to the EU and see if you can install it.
As soon as I touch down. Maybe we'll have James Tucker do it for us. Is he in the EU?
Yeah, he is. Should have him do it for science. For our last topic, it'll be a rotating topic every week. This week, we're going to talk about the best and worst Super Bowl commercials this year. Now, the Super Bowl just took place. I was at a party, so it was a little harder to watch all the commercials, but I think I got the gist of it, and I looked up a bunch of them online after the fact, so hopefully you guys were able to watch it and are able to comment on some of these commercials that ran this year. This year, it set a record. It was an eye-popping $8 million. It was either $8 million or $8.5 million for a 30-second spot. So some of those commercials that ran a full minute, that was like $16 million.
Jeez, that's crazy.
All I know is we should just get together and help them create good commercials, because they suck now. I don't think there was one commercial that I thought was vaguely interesting or memorable, to be honest with you. And I was at home by myself staring at the TV.
There's a theme, I would say. The theme this year was play it safe. And I think it was because in past years, companies have received criticism for being too woke or not woke enough.
Too racy? Or yeah.
So I think that played into it. And then what I read in one of the articles was a lot of these commercials were already under development during the last election cycle. So we're taking the position of let's make it funny. Let's take a different stand than we normally do. And I think we saw that this year too. They were less woke for sure, and I think maybe a little bit more edgy than normal, because I think I didn't see the GoDaddy one. I mean, I think I saw one GoDaddy one, but they said they were gonna bring back like the hot women in the GoDaddy ads. Like they said, we're taking a stand. This is the hill we're gonna die. We're gonna put hot women back in our ads.
Well, it was definitely more right leaning, right, than left.
Yeah, I would
just
say
slightly to the right. It
like
wasn't much.
The pendulum is like swinging back in the other direction now.
Yeah, but then again, it was on Fox as well. So
yeah, there are tons of Fox News commercials. I saw that.
Yeah,
but
that's
probably
local,
like you said, because it's Fox.
Yeah.
I think we all have to agree that Kanye West's self-promotion ad had been probably the worst, though. Did you guys see that?
I did not. I saw
the halftime show or the...
No, it was literally just like a
Lamar.
30-second self-shot, I think, on an iPhone, promoting his new teeth and direct people to his website, which Victor shows that he's selling, which is insane.
Yeah.
A very anti-Semitic shirt.
I didn't understand the cowboy hat guy. The cowboy hat.
I hated that one. Yeah, I did not like that. Tubi was the one.
Yeah.
A kid that was born with a cowboy hat on his head. Yeah, that made no sense to me. I did not like that one.
Yeah. I didn't get it. So
I did think the
T-Mobile, that was a good one.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
T-Mobile was good.
I thought it was
good for us.
I thought that was good. Yeah, in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's a shot across the bow to AT&T Verizon. So T-Mobile's stick this year was they're launching Starlink direct to cell, and they said anybody on any network can use their satellites until July. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but Verizon got the free advertisement, right? So all the coaches' headgears, it all said Verizon across the side. So whenever they pan to the coaches, you see the Verizon logo sitting right there.
It wasn't free, Glenn. They paid for that for sure.
Well, I'm sure they did. Yeah. You think it was more than 8 million?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The one commercial that my wife watched and she questioned why I didn't blink was around the breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, that was my number one top under best, the Novartis boob commercial.
I was like, I don't know, like, what is going on? I'm like waiting for them to do something shocking because I have no idea why it's solely just this. Like, it threw me off. That's for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be the new GoDaddy ad. That it was just bouncing boobs. Like that would be on brand for them.
The one that I thought was kind of dumb was the Bud Light one, right, with Shane Gillis and
Post Malone.
Post Malone. Yeah, it's like that was already played out. It's been out for a while now. It's like, why would you replay that?
Yeah, if that was the first time we saw it, that was the best commercial. But
Yeah.
since it's been out for like 2 weeks, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, they leaked that one, and then I think they actually had the Bud Light mower barbecue machine at the Super Bowl, because I think I saw Peyton Manning like riding it or putting beer in it or something. So there's a tie-in with that one.
The coffee mate.
So what do you
tongue.
think?
I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, the seal, I think that was my second favorite one. Seal being a seal. It was a Mountain Dew commercial. Like, I think that was very clever of them to make seal a seal.
Don't remember
You
it.
guys,
I don't remember that. I
you
don't remember that one at all.
All right. Yeah,
No.
it was Seal's face superimposed on an actual seal, and he was singing some version of "Kiss from a Rose."
Wasn't he in jail? He's in jail now, isn't he? Or he hasn't been convicted yet.
Seal? I don't think he has.
Yeah. Child molester, wasn't he?
That's
did I
R.
have the
Kelly,
wrong-
buddy.
Oh, that's R. Kelly.
I was like, you're thinking of the
Sorry.
wrong. You're thinking of the wrong R&B artist,
wrong,
Glenn.
yeah, wrong guy. Sorry about
No,
that,
yeah.
Seal.
Way to generalize, Glenn.
Yeah.
No, not even general.
You're gonna have to read like some legal statement after this.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the Instacart ad. It had all the old mascots. It had like Toucan Sam and Kool-Aid Guy and a lot of nostalgia. I think that was another thing. There's a good amount of nostalgia on it, and the Instacart ad had that one for sure. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that mascot. I remember that mascot. And then I was trying to figure out what had they all had in common, and then at the end it's an Instacart ad, like just get all your groceries in one place.
You know what I say is, was it the football flags for girls? That was on there. And it's like, well, why play flag football? Put some pads on and go at it.
Tackle.
Let's go. Yeah, go tackle each other. Right? So.
Yeah, I think that one, and then the Dove one, I think, and there might have been one other. There's another Pro Girls one. I think that was probably the few that I would say were on the woke side.
Yeah.
That one, and then that's the Stop Hate one, the Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady one. I thought was stupid. That like, I hate the way you look. I hate you because I hate you, and then it's some kind of Stop Hate campaign. Like that did not resonate with me at all. I didn't think that was a good use of money.
It did with somebody. So.
Maybe, yeah. Are you gonna stop saying all those awfully racist things now, Glenn, because you watched the commercial?
No, not going to change me a bit. I'm going to say the same thing about Deech all the time. I'm gonna razz him no matter what.
Good, as you should. Yeah, my little brother sent me a little meme. It was just like NFL end hate. Also NFL. Here's the guy that wrote the meanest song of all time, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears. What did you think of the halftime show of Kendrick Lamar? Because this was, when I watched it, I'm like, it's interesting. I mean, it's good and not great. And then when I went on X, I'm like, I found out it was a lot more polarizing than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could have swore he cursed a couple times inside there, but maybe not. But like, if you listen to those songs, he definitely changed a lot of the lyrics out, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think he only dropped one Drake diss in there, which I think he probably would have wanted to do a lot more, but I think there's only one.
The A minor.
Yeah. He threw it to the crowd, and everybody knew exactly what to say.
I was like, whoa. All right.
Minor.
I was surprised. Oh, go ahead, man.
I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was good, not great. And when you think of when you compare it to past performances, I'm thinking of Justin Timberlake, Rihanna, Bruno Mars, Beyonce. Like, these are all mainstream, and Kendrick Lamar is, I would say, on the outside of mainstream. Like, I think a lot of older people might not have gotten it or might not have appreciated it. I saw in some news outlets they said this was the worst halftime show ever. It wasn't really great. It was just a guy dancing and swinging. Like, I like the fact that he had red, white, and blue in there, so there's some level of patriotism in there, but like I didn't think it was great.
So, I would say on the red, white, blue thing, I loved it. I wish I can go back and listen to what Samuel L. Jackson said, because seeing him up there in red, white, and blue, I was like, whoa, this guy was like so anti-Trump. I can't believe he's up there. But in the same breath, like, that's what's beautiful about it, right?
It's literally Uncle Sam.
Yeah, he could literally be, against the incumbent president right now, but still be very patriotic, which I thought was actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Was he patriotic, or is it because they paid him?
I mean, I'm sure he got paid, but at what point do you forego your convictions, right? Or are you just really a patriot that just doesn't agree with the incumbent president? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You can still love America.
Yeah.
Well, that game is not that. Yeah, that game wasn't about the president, right? That game was about the U.S., right? And coming together and watching football, which is a great pastime for the U.S. It was funny though. There's like chatting with Vic, like he couldn't even get the channel on
in Canada.
In Canada, I was like, did they have a tariff against him over there? So
That's
did it already start? Yeah, were there sanctions?
We're not exporting football to you guys.
Well, he's so busy paying for his insurance in lieu of taxes that he can't afford TV, so that's why.
Well, they were streaming it free on Tubi.
Yeah.
Across the globe. Like I thought it said like 75 countries.
Yeah.
Or 175 countries.
Yeah.
One of the advertisements.
Yeah, I think I thought was interesting, at least compared to last year. No, I'm just talking about trends now, not commercials, but the amount of Taylor Swift that they showed, because she was obviously at the game. But when they panned to her, I think she got a lot of boos this year compared to last year, and the commentators didn't talk about her, and they didn't keep panning over to her. Probably because her team was losing, but yeah,
thank goodness.
To me, the Swiftie era is finally over for the NFL.
What was hilarious was like I think they only panned to her twice, from what I remember. And then I saw it on X, where I guess on the big screen inside the dome, when they panned to her, you're right, you heard the boos, and I was cracking up. My wife's like, these people.
Yeah.
So,
and then she kind of gave that look, that side look, like she's not used to this.
Yeah.
Dude, all I know is Travis Kelce about to become very single because she ain't dating no loser.
Yeah, and she's gonna write a song about it.
Yeah.
Did you see the meme? Who was it? So one of you guys passed the meme about Travis Kelce telling the coach, she's going to break up with me and write songs about me now.
Yeah, the picture of him last year yelling at Andy Reid.
The song's going to be titled Drop Passes.
You heard it here first.
Oh my gosh.
I think the last trend for commercials that I noticed on the negative, I would say too, is the AI. There's Meta AI, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, and I specifically remember the ChatGPT commercial. I thought it was kind of dumb. It was just pixel art, and it was like dot art, and at the end it says ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't understand this commercial other than just trying to promote their name and get people to use their service.
Well, it reminded me of how I interact with ChatGPT. It's all just pixel compared to some of the other AI programs, right? Like you interact with Grok and it's giving you really nice pictures and stuff like that. Whereas ChatGPT is just very plain and vanilla.
Yeah, that, and then the one I forgot to mention for AI was Salesforce. So they brought back Matthew McConaughey, and they had Agent AI or Agent Force or whatever. Again, it's one of those B2B things, just like when CrowdStrike had their ad. No CrowdStrike ad this year, but CrowdStrike ad last year. It's like, is this the right audience for you to be running these types of commercials? Is this going to generate some B2B sales for you? I don't know. Well,
even my wife said, "What is that?" She goes, "I only know Salesforce because what you've talked about it." And I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. You're not missing anything." So.
And I just realized, since we don't have a guest, one of us is on the hook for a dad joke today. One or all of us. Anyone have one fresh?
I'm sure I got something in my notes. Who would actually be next, though? Is it me?
I don't know. It might be me.
Sure.
All right, I got a stupid one. All right, we'll all go.
I got one. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the worst Super Bowl of all time. I was hoping at some point in time, I was hoping that the Eagles would score 100 points and that Kansas City would have -4 offensive points. It was so bad. I don't think I've actually ever turned off a football game before, and I think I turned that one off in the third quarter. I was like, I can't even with this.
Yeah, I've walked away. So
I can't remember. There was one Super Bowl where everybody said that where this is the worst ever. It was a pretty low scoring one. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe 3 years
Dallas
ago or
Cowboys.
so.
Oh, yeah. Peyton
Dallas
Manning.
Cowboys haven't been in it for a while.
They haven't been in it, yeah. But I don't think they've been in it this millennium, right? The Cowboys haven't made the Super Bowl at least since 2000. Most valuable sports franchise, but never made it to a Super Bowl in the last 25 years. But
it was nice seeing another team win.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted the Bills to win this year. If they didn't get cheated by the refs in the Kansas City game, the Bills deserved to get there.
They're the only chance to beating the Eagles was the Bills.
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
Yep. No, get him next year. And then Debo is on free agent now. I think of exploring options for him on the Niners. So we'll see if. And then Brock Purdy's contract is up this year, so we'll see if we keep him or not. So Niners might be in rebuild mode too.
I think they should.
Where would he go?
Purdy. I don't know what they were just riddled by injuries. Purdy's good, but he's gonna get paid no matter where he goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll keep him. He'll probably pay him what he's worth, but I think he'll want to stay.
Everybody's 50-50 about him, right? They keep saying that he's just a system quarterback. So
Yeah. As long as we keep Christian McCaffrey.
got to keep him healthy and get him back up.
Yeah. Keep the whole team healthy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week.
Dad joke of the week.
This week, we are all up because our guest canceled at the last minute. So I will go first. A lion would never play golf, but a tiger would.
Wow.
All right, Glenn, you're up.
All right. In keeping with the game yesterday, why did the football team go to the bank?
Why is that, Glenn?
To get their quarterback.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry.
Tired of this, boys.
That bad, huh?
All right, Brian, bring us home.
All right. Come on, ChatGPT this. Come on. Let's go.
What do you call fake spaghetti? An impasta. Kind of like that guy who thought he could outdrink me.
Wow.
Pretty sure Glenn sold that one on the podcast before.
Yeah.
All right. I have one about Scarecrow then. Screw you guys.
You're good. All right, to wrap things up, gamers have to deal with constant online outages. Ransomware payments are going down. Apple gets an adult content app. And Seal as a Seal was the best Super Bowl commercial this year. That's all I have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find us all on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to all listeners and subscribers. Rate us 5 stars in the iTunes Store and Spotify. Left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast on your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next weekend. As always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia. Still better than a VDL joke. So. Love you, VDL.
And stunk.
Have a nice day.